How's everyone really doing tonight? Awesome, that's better. Thank you so much. Okay. For those who don't know me, my name is Jan. I'm your host this evening. And more so to this with our guest speaker, not only does he do hard money, he has multiple decades of experience in real estate, helping others achieve success through rentals, through creative financing, through subject twos, and also through fix and flips and wholesaling as well. So guys, this gentleman I've known for many years. There he is. Handsome guy, right? You guys came to see him tonight, not me, right? All right. Without further ado, guys, I have an intro song for him. Please give a warm welcome to Mr. Charlie EINSMANN.
I'm glad to be here tonight, guys. I can't tell you how happy I am to be here. Jan, thank you very much for the kind introduction. I appreciate it.
You guys passed. All right. The music turns up. Everyone got quiet. All right. Good stuff. How's everyone doing tonight?
Great.
Awesome. How's the rest of you guys?
Good.
Guys, let's try that again, okay? Come on. I know it's Wednesday. Summer vacations started for the kids in Prince William County last week and then Fairfax County today. How's everyone really doing tonight? Awesome. That's better. Thank you so much. Okay. For those who don't know me, my name is Jan. I'm your host this evening, and we have a very special event tonight. We do this once a month on the second Wednesday of every month, and we conduct and train on different facets of real estate investing. And tonight so happens to be how to find the money to do your deals. My background, I started off about 13 years ago in 2011. I started off part-time. My background is in aerospace engineering. I have a bachelor's in aerospace engineering. I have a master's in aerospace engineering, just in case the bachelor's didn't work out. And you guys realize I studied aerospace engineering because I thought the key to success was to be smart. But what would you rather say? Please be honest, okay? I am smart or I is a millionaire? Come on, guys. I know that's still funny, okay? Gotta laugh at that, okay? But I realized, guys, that education, being smart is not everything, right? So I started real estate investing. I did it part-time for about 2 years. Did 12 deals, all fix and flips, and was able to leave my full-time job and been doing this full-time ever since then. And because some folks have reached back to help me replace my job and get out of the rat race, we created this group here to help individuals do the same thing. But at the same time, a lot of people are involved in real estate in different facets. So we want to work with you guys if you guys have the ability to work with us, okay? So if there's a chance for us to work together, we'd love to do that, okay? All right, good stuff, guys. So so tonight, guys, we're going to get started with our topic here, how to find money for your deals. One of my favorite topics because, you know, most people struggle just getting started, that they think that they can't do it because they don't have enough money to do it or they're scared to risk their own, all right? And so why do other people who are successful in real estate investing, why are they able to do it compared to the person with that fear, all right? They know something that that person with fear does not, okay? So we'll go through that here today. Sophisticated investor's mindset. Let me ask you guys right now, all right? In the savings account, I know the Fed rate is high right now. Interest rate's high, right? So in your savings account, what's the average interest rate, APR, in your savings account right now? 4.5%, okay? So if someone were to get something on a return on investment that's higher than 4.5%, let's say 5%, would that be a good investment for them? Yes? You think so? Okay. How about 10%? Would that be even better? Yep. Even better, right? They don't see that in savings account or even CDs, right? How about 25%? That's going to blow their mind. Would you agree? But here's the thing, guys. I don't look at things as percentages anymore when I invest in real estate, all right? Common folks who learn from Merrill Lynch and learn from, you know, stockbrokers and 401k brokers, they learn about this percent ROI all day long. That's all they digest because they're analytical and they're tacticians, okay? But in real estate investing, I don't care about the numbers. I want infinite return. All right? Now, how do we achieve infinite return? Anyone know?
Other people's money.
Other people's money. OPM. That's not the drug, okay? OPM, not opium, okay? OPM could be a drug also, okay? But other people's money, leveraging yourself so that way you could do more than one deal, okay? So all the types of OPM for real estate investors are private investors, equity partners, conventional loans, seller financing, creative financing, your personal equity that you may not have tapped into, hard money, and much more, okay? So let's go through a couple of topics, all right? A couple of different categories. Private investors. These are people with money in the bank that want to earn more than 4.5% in their savings account. They're unsatisfied with the fluctuation of the stock market, and they're tired of seeing the 401k go up and down because of fluctuations. They have no control over a 401k. If they buy a stock, do they really have any control on how much it returns? And the answer is what? No, unless you're the CEO or the board of directors who are part of that stock in that company, right? So private investors look for something much better than that. Where does the money come from private investors? They come from their savings account, home equity, lines of credits, and also the retirement accounts. So if they have a 401k, most accounts, such as the TSP and the federal government, will give you a loan up to $50,000, and then you pay interest back to yourself, tax deferred. The pros is that this is a cash equivalent. You can close very fast because it's cash equivalent. You don't need any credit or any kind of appraisal. And the cons are some private investors who are not sophisticated may be weary if there is no lien on the property, especially if the loan is unsecured with no deed of trust. And also, you have to sell the deal to the investor to make them feel secure, all right? So tell them why the deal is good. You have to tell them, I'm buying it at this price, I'm going to fix it at this price, I'm going to sell it at this price, and here's why it's going to sell at this price, right? So those are the things you need to sell them on, okay? Equity partners, these are the people who you know, like, and trust, or people who know you, like you, and trust you, all right? They have the same pros, all right? So the cons here is that, well, there's more pros there. The pros is that they don't have a lot of interest charges because it's not like hard money lenders, because the equity partner is actually going to give you the money to do the acquisition and also do the actual renovation, but you're not paying any interest on that. So there's a little less risk, but they get a bigger chop of the pie at the end of the day, so they may ask for a 50% split of all the profits, okay? So that's the con of the project. All right, conventional loans. Traditional mortgage from a traditional bank. Those are generally the lowest ones of loans compared to hard money and other private investors. Generally cheaper than hard money. All right, but the cons are, depending on the bank, they sometimes will not fund if the property condition is bad. And in addition to that, they'll do credit checks, they'll do full docs, they'll do your tax returns, they do all those things that make closing a lot slower just because they have to go through the process that's required by that conventional lender, okay? And then seller financing. One of my favorites is because if the property is already free and clear, all right, wouldn't it make sense for the owner of the property who's going to sell the house to you, finance it to you, so that way you have to get a mortgage, right? We've done this several times where we actually buy the house, seller financing, and then borrow some money to fix it up, and then refinance it out, so that way you own the house free, free from any of our own cash, which allows us to get a cash return that's infinite without a percentage, okay? So I'm rushing through this because I'm really excited about our guest speaker. I usually don't rush, but I'm rushing through this because I'm really excited about our guest speaker. I want to give him as much time as possible, okay? And then last but not least, guys, is hard money, all right? How many here have ever heard of hard money? Okay, now why do they call it hard money? It's right there, okay? It's on the board, right? It's not hard to get. It's just backed by a hard asset, okay? And more so to this with our guest speaker, not only does he do hard money, he has multiple decades of experience in real estate, helping others achieve success through rentals, through creative financing, through subject twos, and also through fix and flips and wholesaling as well. Guys, this gentleman I've known for many years. All right, where is he? There he is. Handsome guy, right? You guys came to see him tonight, not me, right? All right. I can't speak enough of this guy. I've known him for many years. And I still, we've done some deals which refer a lot of our students over to him. We have a base of 1,000 students that learn from us, and now they're going to learn from him as well. So without further ado, guys, I have an intro song for him. Please give a warm welcome to Mr. Charlie EINSMANN.
It's working. I'm glad to be here tonight, guys. I can't tell you how happy I am to be here. Jan, thank you very much for the kind introduction. I appreciate it. So before I get started, what I'd like to do, if you guys haven't heard me speak before, is I like to get a feel for the audience, what your experience level is, and then kind of what your roadblocks are in this business. And so the first thing I want to ask you guys is don't be shy. How many of you guys have done 0 to 5 deals? Let's say a wholesale deal, a fix and flip, maybe you got a couple rentals. 0 to 5, raise your hand. Okay. How many have done 5 to 10? All right. And then how many have done 10 or more? Okay, good. What that does is that gives me a flavor for who's in the room and some of the things I need to stress and emphasize. So the next thing I want to ask you guys is we're going to talk about roadblocks. How many of you guys think the hardest part of this business is how to find the money? Raise your hand. Okay. How many of you feel finding the deals is the hard part? Raise your hand. Okay. Well, one of the things I'm here tonight is to tell you guys is not show you how to find the deals. we can do that. But I want to teach you guys that actually finding the money is the easiest thing to do, right? It's the easiest. And so what I'm going to do is, remember, as I'm talking, this presentation is for you guys. So I want it to be as interactive as possible. Feel free to ask questions whenever you want. Like if I'm covering something and maybe I'm a little bit over your head, ask me a question because, like I said, I already know all this stuff. And so I'm pretty much doing this for you guys. Okay. All right. Who am I? That's pretty much who I am. We have a huge business model. Recently published a book called The Roadmap to Wealth. It came out in December. We have done it all. We've done fix and flips, hard money. I've got a pretty good sized residential portfolio. We've got commercial assets. So we've done a lot. I've been around the block in the investment business. I've been doing it full time for about 20 years. So we are who we say we are. One of the things I want you guys to focus on my background though, is I really want you to focus on my charity. I'm a part of two charities. I'm president of this group called Catholics for Housing. We're in what's called the low income space. So I give back a lot of my time doing that. The next thing I'm part of is this thing called Clear Sky Sports Angels. I donate to various organizations so that low income youth can participate in travel sports. So I've been doing that for years, and that's called Clear Sky Sports Angels. So if you don't take anything out of here about me, I don't really care about all my accolades and all the stuff I've done. Just know, guys, that if you reach a certain point in your life where you have generated a lot of wealth, please do not forget to give back. All right? This is who we are, Clear Sky Group. We're made up of about 5 companies, right? Clear Sky Properties, we used to fix and flip about 3 to 4 houses a month. We still do about 1 to 2. I'm still active in that. We have a good-sized residential rental portfolio. I have an industrial parking lot by Manassas Airport. That's just a truck lot. Clear Sky Financials, which you guys are here to see. We're a hard money business. I've got about $40 million on the street. We're what's called an asset-based lender. And if you guys know what that means, it means we're lending off of our balance sheet. I do not broker a loan. I've never brokered a loan in my life. I'm not very good at it. And so we're a direct lender. The way we do that is through 2 funds called a 506B fund and a 506C fund. I do have investors with that $40 million. We probably have about $15 million of investor money. The rest of it is ours, but that's about where we are on that. We're a direct lender, DC, Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, Florida, and we just opened up Louisiana because one of our students is down in Louisiana and he wants us to lend there. So we had to learn the Louisiana loans. Clear Sky Holdings, why you care about that is because we do what's called DC tax lien certificate investing. We're tax lien certificate investors, DC, PG County, Maryland, Montgomery County, Maryland. It's a different topic for a different day. Clear Sky Auto, we own an auto body shop, tire shop. And then we just recently launched this thing called Clear Sky Education. We do have classes out there that sort of mimic our roadmap to wealth and real estate investing. So we have a bunch of classes out there. We have a coaching web education series. And so that's pretty much who we are and who my group of companies is. So one of the things that we have trademarked is this thing called the roadmap to wealth in real estate investing. And so basically where you guys are on this roadmap is you're right here finding the money. What we do is we educate you guys, Jan kind of covered it earlier in his talk, is that one of the things that schools don't teach is they don't teach financial literacy. They don't teach the fundamentals of real estate. They don't teach a lot of things, right? They don't teach you how to get to be financially free. And so that's one of the things that we cover in our roadmap. We talk about the fundamentals of real estate investing. We talk about the financial literacy of real estate investing, creating your income, your balance sheets, your income statements, figuring out what your monthly footprint is, and getting through passive investments ways to overcome your active income. We talk about lead generation, finding distressed assets, and this is where we are tonight. So we've basically trade mapped this roadmap to success in real estate with our book that came out in December. Okay, why are we here? Well, we are here to talk about money. Fix and flips, buy and holds, transactional funding, which is for wholesalers. We're going to talk about bridge loans and cross-collateralization. Now, what I did, though, is I threw a little bit of curveball at you guys because one of the things that Jan wanted me to do is talk about the funding sources where you come up with little or no money out of your pocket. So I'm going to cover it in 3 folds. I'm going to cover it from a wholesaler standpoint, I'm going to cover it from a fix and flip investor standpoint, and then I'll cover it from a residential buy and hold standpoint where we combine hard money lending with this thing called DSCR loan, and we'll talk about differences and how you can get the most money without having money come out of your pocket. So we'll talk about those kind of strategies. Okay? Okay, getting the money. This is funny, right? So Bob Hope once said, a bank is a place that will lend you the money if you can prove that you don't need it. All right? Money sources. So I'm going to talk about 3 money sources. I know Neon covered a few more. I only have 45 minutes. I'll try to be fast. But what I'm going to focus in on is hard money, obviously. He called it, hit the nail on the head. Hard money is because it's lent on the hard asset. If you guys ask me how many times I've had somebody fill out an application, if you ask me how many times I've pulled somebody's credit, if it rhymes with zero, hero, you're right, 0. We're an asset-based lender. I lend into the deal. You send me a deal, I'll tell you exactly what I'm going to loan against it, and I'll kind of show you a deal example on how we do that. I'm going to talk about subject twos. I'm sure most of you guys know what subject to financing is, but I'm also going to go over some actual real live deal examples so that you can understand how people utilizing subject twos have utilized hard money lending as well to come on top as either a second trust or a third trust. Okay, we'll talk about that. And then finally, we're going to talk about DSCR lending, debt service coverage ratio loans, so that you guys kind of get a little bit of information on that. All right, first topic, hard money. Feel free to ask questions whenever you want, whenever something pops up. What is it? Obviously, as he said earlier, it's where we lend on the hard asset. Okay, I qualified the deal as my lending criteria, and I'll go through a sample deal on how we actually build a deal. It's asset-based lending. I care more about, and don't take this personal, I care more about the after repair value than I do you as a borrower. I care more about the contractor than I do as the borrower, because at the end of the day, if I'm lending out on a fix, flip, and renovate loan, I really need to know that the contractor knows what they're doing, because my biggest risk level is day one when it goes to closing. That's where I'm at the most risk. But then if I have a good contractor who's executing on the fix and flip, as you know, Neon, that's what keeps me safe. Hard money is a short-term loan, 6 months to a year. Northern Virginia, because the market's so hot on a fix and flip, I'll probably only go up to 6 months. In Washington, D.C., if it's a full gut renovation in Petworth, I'll go to a year. It just depends on where you are. PG County, I'll probably go to 9 months. So we're a short-term loan. No application. Now, I need to caveat something, because I do care about the credit only if you're going to refinance with a DSCR lender. Then I care about your credit score. And at this moment, DSCR loans are, as long as you got a 660 or above, then we're good. But I'm not going to pull your credit. I'm just going to ask you straight on, hey, you're going to do a buy and hold. Okay, you're buying a property in Temple Hills. You know, you might be buying it for $250. It's worth $400 fixed up. You need $550,000 renovation. You're all in at $300,000. You're going to turn around and rent it for $2,800. I might say, hey, what's your credit score? And then you're going to tell me it's a 690. And guess what I'm going to do? Say, okay, it's fine. Because guess what? We're eventually going to find out what your credit score is when you go to DSCR me. And so if you kind of were telling me you have a 690 score and it comes in at 610, we're going to have problems, which means I probably will never lend to you again. So it's a trust relationship, and that's the way we like to have our clients. No tax returns, few if any income restrictions. Remember, if you're going to lend out, if you're going to need to get a refinance in a DSCR, the income of the property is a driving factor. They're not really concerned about your credit as an individual. Okay, hard money types. What do? We do fix and flip loans. I'll do fix, flip, and renovate loan. Like I have a bunch of loans out there. We used to do a bunch of fix, flip, and renovate loans, but because my number one borrower base are contractors, my primarily is fix and flip right now. It doesn't have much of a renovation component to it. That's fine by me, because I'm going to underwrite it as if you had that $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 renovation built in. So I'm going to be a little bit more conservative on the purchase. Buy and hold loans, bridge gap, transactional funding. Now what that is that's where we lend money to wholesalers who want to not tell or not have the owner find out about the contract assignment fee. Let's say it might be $70,000. Let's say it might be $80,000. Sometimes wholesalers get very concerned that if the seller sees an $80,000 contract assignment fee, they might pull out of a deal. So then what they do is they'll come to me. They'll say, hey, I need a transactional one-day loan or a 3-hour loan or a 1-week loan for a certain amount of money. We just simply do a double close. They bring in their cash buyer a day later, 3 or 4 hours later, and then we just simply do a double close. And that's what that means. LLC purchasing and multi-collateral loans. What LLC purchasing is let's say I buy a property as a short sale. And you guys know that once a property is bought in a short sale, you cannot really change buyers, because then the bank's going to want to reissue a third-party approval letter. So what happens is you buy a short sale, you put it under contract with the single use entity LLC, you get the deal approved, you get what's called a short sale approval letter, but let's say the property's jumped up 5 or 10% within the time that you went under contract in the short sale, and instead of doing it yourself, you just want to go ahead and flip the LLC. Well, we'll lend to that as well. And so that's why I put that there, just so that you guys can understand you can technically wholesale a short sale, but you're going to do it without changing the buyer's name. You're just flipping the LLC. That's all it is. And we've done many of those, especially on the Maryland side, because Virginia's so hot that not too many properties are getting short sale. Even though we were just involved in one on Sudley Road with your buddy Harold, where Harold got a short sale approved in Manassas, Virginia, that we funded that, but he was the end user LLC buyer, and loans in his name. We didn't have to. He didn't flip out of his LLC. Scenarios for hard money, right? As you guys know, it's not the cheapest of interest rates. We go out at 12% and 3 points. But the way you want to use me is that you want me to leverage it all the way up to the hilt. You want to quickly execute on your fix and flip, do it in 3 or 4 months. My money's only out there for four months. We're basically renting out our money. Even though it's a normal borrower, right, client relationship, right? We have a deed of trust, we have a promissory note. You're basically renting our money. That's all it is. It's a loan, but you're renting our money. You have bad credit. Everybody's got bad credit. I don't care. If you're bringing me a good deal, I could care less that your credit score is running at a 580. If you bring in a good fix and flip deal, I'm going to lend on it. We can close in a week or less. Yes, sir?
You skip the type of another loan. Can you go back the last one?
Oh, multi-collateral loans?
Yeah.
All right. So let's say you're a realtor, right? And you know that in this hot market in Northern Virginia, that you can't have a home sale contingency. Somebody wants to buy a house, but they have a house that they're selling, right, with a lot of equity in it. We'll do what's called, even though it's called a bridge, I'll bridge it. But also, too, if I have to bring in another asset, let's say there's not enough equity in there, but they might own another asset that has a lot of equity, then I might have one loan with 3 different assets as collateral. So that's a multi-collateral loan, right? A bridge is usually 2 assets, but a multi-collateral goes more than 2. And we'll do that. I don't do it very often, but we'll do that as well. I don't like it just because it gets kind of messy, but we'll do it. And that usually is when I lend into more commercial deals, like anything that's like $1 million or more. And I don't like the cash flow they're buying into. It might have another couple assets that have a lot of equity in it. Then I'll do it. And then eventually, when they build up their cash flow, they're going to end up refinancing me out anyway. Then I just do a release on all 3 trusts or 2 trusts or whatever it is. That's what it is. Sorry, I didn't mean to miss that. It's a good catch. Bad credit, close in a week or less. I closed the deal in 48 hours the other day. It was a Centerville loan. I think they might have been foreign nationals. They extended it 1 week. It was a property in Centerville, 575 contract. They put down $250,000. They needed a first trust at 325. I guess the lender that they were trying to go through pulled out on them. I don't know exactly why. Supposedly it was an owner-occ deal going through a DSCR lender, so I think that was their first problem. And so they literally pulled out. The sellers were so upset, they only gave them a week extension. I got the deal on a Wednesday. I had to close it on a Friday. So we gave them the 325 that they needed, sight unseen, but that's stuff we do all the time. Further leveraging of your business and other people's monies. And so what happens is, guys, you might be working on 2 fix and flips, right? And you might be using your own money for it. But then that third great deal comes around. You've sort of exhausted all your capital assets. Then you need somebody like me to step in. No problem. We'll do that.